Welcome to the video that's about the new release of 1912, so the December release. It's going to contain all the new things that are in our new ISO. If you do a clean install, you'll do it. If you keep rolling, you'll see things change. The idea is to give you an overview once a month and to see and show here it is, that's what we did. This is special, this is interesting, and take a look, right? We want you to be aware of every little jewel that we've hidden in there in the system, that it's gonna work. You can tweak it, theme it, another config, stuff like that. So here it is. It's gonna be a long video. There's another video about keep rolling, so that's another thing we do at the end of this long article. There will be always two videos. One is to keep rolling, and the other one is to be to know what's new. So this guy in this article will be hidden as well. This video is still hidden. So how to stay rolling and what's new. This is the old one. So the video that we're making now is going to come in here. So by the end of the week, we are at this point in time the 7th, and by the end of the 12th or the 13th, I don't know, we'll release everything and you will see the videos and the text. Let's go over all the details. There's a lot to tell. Like I told you, one of the major things is that we have 5 new core members, and that's important for us, right? The more people in the core, the more we can delegate work, the more we can think about things, and this is now our current ArcoLinux team. 5 new members, and we can follow this link. And again, I'm reaching out my hand like I did in the other video. If you want to become part of our ArcoLinux team, just apply, and Discord is the way to apply. And we still need beta testers, for instance, people with AMD processors and graphical cards, anything really, because we need to test the ISOs on all different possible hardware out there. So it's a team of 22 people at this point in time. We have the core team, which is 9 people, 3 as you see, so 9 people. And Kevin is unfortunately not active anymore. We know why, and we hope he's all good, he's okay. We've well, basically what we have observed is that people were well, loyal, were helpful and all that, and we picked out from our beta testing team. We said, okay, these guys, we want to have those guys on our core team. Those will and have been contributing all the time last year to ArcoLinux, so they became part of our team, which basically means we have a large gap in our beta testing team. So if you want to apply, there are already lots of people applying or have applied, sorry, and these are the people that we have at the moment in our team. But as you see, there are here some spaces left, aka, so the XXX, you can be that XXX. The one thing you need to do is install lots of ISOs the first of the week of every month. That's it. And of course, give us feedback. We have, however, also told people, or it's the other way around actually, people have asked me, how can I help? I'm not good enough in Linux, I can't help you there, but how can I help? So redaction team is something new, and while you're reading, while you're learning, you can actually help us and say, Eric, you made a typo there. Eric, this is not up to date anymore. At this point in time, you've changed this and that. Update that article and stuff like that. So report back when you're reading what's not okay. So you can become part of that team, a redaction team. That's how we call it. I believe we've changed it. Yeah, I think it's the way we call it now. So I quickly went to check. Indeed, we've changed our name. And it's called now not redaction team anymore, because it was confusing for people. It's to revise the text, right? Revision team. So they are going to read the text and say, okay, what typos I have made, and tell me, okay, you need to change this and that. So the other team and we are still waiting for other people to join us. There the idea is to actually create your own content, and I have a suggestion. Nobody knows yet, so this is a first. We do have ArcoLinux.org. It's ours, right? And ArcoLinux.org is now pointing to .info, but it is really a website, right? So the .org, I've just changed it that it shouldn't reroute to ArcoLinux.info, and it's going to be available for people who say, look, yeah, why not? I'm gonna make content creation, so content in Italian or Chinese or Japanese or German or any language, and those things that those videos and articles can go on a particular website, this ArcoLinux.org. But I only start with that, of course, with this extra workload if there is somebody actually wanting to write in a particular language. So the idea is there that the user, not me, the user provides the contents and the videos, and all I provide is a platform and my knowledge and the time, and we provide the money as well to support you with plugins and backups and all that. So no money for you. I mean, there's no investment on your side, but time, right? Writing articles and making videos, and then maybe you can do it in Romanian, you can do it in Italian or in Spanish or in any other language, and that would be great. So that's another idea that's in the back of our heads, to expand that way in languages. All right, so this is our team. You will remember, or I will remember, and I do feel the vibe is the same for all our other people on the beta test, say, this is a game changer. What we've done now in November really changes a lot of things. At this point in time, we can start with any ISO, ArcoLinux B Plasma, or ArcoLinux D, or ArcoLinux ISO, or, right? And just keep installing elements. We can have all these desktops on and start with any of our ArcoLinux ISO, and that's awesome. That's just great. And to support you with that, we have also cheat sheets made. So we created here in the download documents, we have made a cheat sheet, right? And it's great. It's this little thing, you see it here already a little bit. So every desktop has a line, and you know what to install to get it. It's as simple as that. Just sudo pacman -s and go. Of course, Kali 3, we do try to keep on track with that one as well. So the ArcoLinuxISO.com is for people who want to start creating their own distribution, starting from Arch ISO, customized Arch Linux ISO. That's what Kali is all about. And we've made a new one this month, Kali 3. And in Kali 3, we updated, of course, we always watch what's happening on the Arch Linux ISO. We update it, we create a new Kali 3. We've explained something new. We want to visit all the Arch installers that there are, that are available for us on Arch, on Arco, right? And the last one is this Lux Auto Race bootstrapping, but everybody says LARPs. So we've explained already 3. I think I have 7 or 8 still to go. So there are quite a few of these scripts available, but in the end, for Kali, we will decide to go with Calamares, which is a graphical installer and makes it rather easy to do so. So Kali 3, last thing we've done is also give it a nice logo when you boot up in this fashion. So that's Kali 3, keeping on track with that as well. And then the major thing is Calamares. I believe we are at version 29 of Calamares or something. I mean, we've made so many adjustments and changes and tested out so many things that we have a great Calamares at this point in time. We've built upon the version of 3.2.16, and we have changed a lot. So let's go over the details. There is now a new module in Calamares called, for NVIDIA specifically, and it's going to install these 3 packages, and only these 3, never 390. If you check the checkbox here, if you use that one, if you use this one and the internet is available, these 3 go on your machine, and that works just great. When you reboot, you'll have NVIDIA available, and you'll see this, for instance, this application that will work. Okay, so that's super. We can now immediately install NVIDIA on our hardware. Second thing we've done is install something to have our Linux LTS kernel. So for me personally, I'll do just here next. I don't need NVIDIA on my machines, and I don't need the LTS kernel. But you have a choice. You can say, I really do want to have NVIDIA, click. And I do want to have Linux LTS because the Linux kernel at this point gives me issues. I'm going to LTS. So the choice there is Linux kernel is not giving me issues, don't do anything. If you have problems, you reinstall, use that, click here, and you have the Linux LTS kernel. Again, if no internet, nothing installed. So we keep it off our ISO. You need to make sure we have internet, and I've made videos on that. Even for people with a laptop with no LAN cable, I've made 2 videos how to get the Wi-Fi working. Then we've also made, in this module, we've made also the possibility that AMD, well, depending on the CPU you have on your machine, either or, right? So Ucode for AMD or Ucode for Intel is going to be installed, and it's going to be on your system no matter what. So you don't need to press anything or checkbox anything. No, it's just going to be there. But you'll need internet again, so it's not on our ISOs. So keeping it slim, our ISO, and you get it from the internet. Okay, so that's automatically done. You don't see it. New Calamares, we have an auto login, which means that we had a few desktops where it worked, and it was so strange. And we were working together with Calamares, by the way, great support. So we got together thinking about all these things, and suddenly it hit me why it was happening. So we've done a workaround. It's not nice to see, right? You know, if you know about coding, it's a dirty code, but it works. And we'll keep talking with the guys on the GitHub from Calamares. Say, okay, how can we make this better? But anyway, at this point, if you select any of our desktops, I mean, if you select auto login, in the end there on the Calamares installer, you will auto login in any of our 15. That's the point, right? Well, a small change, but it's an interesting change nevertheless. When you install Pacman, after clean installation, Pacman will have a database already, which means I can just say sudo pacman -s Firefox. It will work. I don't need to do an update and then the database is constructed. So we can immediately say sudo pacman -s. We've taken a look, since I was working on Calamares anyway, right? I was thinking we need to simplify things. We need to have a simpler way of working, rather having all these separate Calamares with all these separate designs for BSPWM, for Qtile, for this, for that. I said, okay, one look for everything, right? So these are the screens. When you are greeted on the new ArcoLinux from December, that's okay. You recognize this. This is going to be new. You either click here or do not click here. If you don't want NVIDIA, just next. Then you go for the kernel. Don't want the kernel, just next. And Brussels, still normal. Choose your keyboard. Change the names here. This is a little bit different, I think. But of course, after all these installations, we're used to it already. We choose erase disk or no swap, with swap, and so on. And at the end, you'll get all the logos here, so the explanations. And that is going to be here. This is not in the correct order, but I don't think that's important. So we give us we give you these texts. So if somebody has never seen ArcoLinux yet, knows what's going on, so ArcoLinux B ISO, build your own ISO, the D is black terminal, user scripts. This is the complete one, works out of the box, has GIMP, has Inkscape, 3 browsers. That's the one we use, right? Develop, that's it. That's ours. And then some information that we're based on ArcoLinux, Discord and Telegram. We are inviting you to join us there. 3 projects, so the ArcoLinux, ArcoLinux D and ArcoLinux B. And actually we have another one, a separate one, Carly, which is creating something from scratch. The images are now all here. I believe we are almost through. And these of course are the soul of ArcoLinux. Learn, enjoy, have fun. Linux made easy and beautiful. That's what we attempt to do. Alright, so a lot of time and work went into that. Later on, we actually quite recent, but it's a work in progress always. We have this Plasma package called Nemesis, and in Nemesis, this is my beta testing, right? So everything that was working, that was okay, moved from the Nemesis package to the general Plasma package, the general public. And we have created, in the meantime, a beautiful new, well, new and not new, it is new, Surf and Ark Breeze icons theme. So the look is going to be this one, and it's going to be well, supported by it's our icon theme, right? But all the icons down here as well are going to be awesome, in here and up here as well. And that's of course great. I do hate an icon theme where there are icons missing. I don't like it. Okay, so you make your own icon theme. Nothing is going to be missing, right? You can do it yourself. Then we have also created a new Ark theme. So the Ark KDE is a beautiful theme, but when installed, icons were not the way I liked, and so on and so on. So I said, okay, got it. I have to make a variant. I have to make an ArcoLinux Ark KDE. So that's the theming, the black theme under here. So we are making icons. Up here, the surf and icons are created to have a black toolbar. So I'm never gonna create anything for a white toolbar. Okay, so you already know it's not gonna happen. We need and love a black toolbar down here. New packages for Conkeys. I was working on Plasma, and it's okay. I do know why, of course, Conkeys are working on one desktop and not on the other. So that's something you have to intervene always manually. There's no possibility to have a Conkey that's going to work on 15 window managers, let's call them that. It's going to be different on each of them, and in Plasma it's Kwin, right? So we had to change the code, and I said, well, let's just make a new package for Plasma. So ArcoLinux Conkey Collection Plasma are the best of the best that we have on ArcoLinux, but then fixed to have a nice view on Plasma. And because we have fixed these guys, the other guys have been fixed as well, because these, for instance, this one had a keyboard shortcuts underneath, lots of keyboard shortcuts which I've deleted, and which keeps now a nice look that we have now. So that's a better, smaller, minimal look as a Conkey. So that's what we've done as well, and some videos to explain it. Because of all the changes, actually I would like to have to change, no, it's okay. No, I was thinking of changing the order, because the creation of ArcoLinux Extended was only possible because of all the lots of changes we've made in the November, what we call the November change, right? There's a big strong wind went through ArcoLinux and the way we see things and the way we package things and structure things. And because of that, we have created, or could create, as easy as 1, 2, 3, well, 8 hours of work, but ArcoLinux Extended has been created because of our new way of looking at all the packages. So you can here follow our tutorial. I believe it is here. Let's have a look. So it's a creation of the ArcoLinux B Extended YouTube series. You check it out how many videos I've created, but I think it's a bunch of videos. So this is number 1, I'm guessing, and I hope, did I include somewhere the playlist? Because I use playlists on YouTube, so you do find your stuff. That's the final product video. So you check it out. So if you want to be creative and if you want to build your own ISO, it's done here. You see me doing it. It's 8 hours of work. And how many videos was it? I don't know. 19 videos and 8 hours, and you'll make your own ISO based on ArcoLinux. Because what I've done now is say, take your open box, awesome BSP, all the tiling window managers, but maybe would have wanted to have XFCE here, and not awesome, but all the rest, yes. You see, so you can remake your own ArcoLinux version of Extended. It's that easy as following a tutorial and see how I created it. You can copy cat, they say copycat, right? You can do that and have your own thing. That's the power of ArcoLinux B. And ArcoLinux B, you build it yourself, and we've explained it all to you. And when we were creating Extended, we have, we have of course our polybar, right? And polybar is used in many of our tiling window managers, but not in i3. And then the idea came from, hey, would it be possible to have the polybar also for i3? I said, yeah, it's actually quite easy, right? It's just a switcheroo, as they call it. We have now 2 files. One is with the normal system i3 status bar, and this one is the polybar. The only thing you need to do is switch around. So I would name config to config original, and I would rename config polybar to config. Reload. That's it. You've got your polybar. All right. But this applies to Extended, so the ArcoLinux B Extended. Now, if you are an open box, the same thing can be done. On i3, same thing can be done on the ArcoLinux ISO, but you need to install, of course, the application Polybar, right? Not only Polybar, but also the configuration for Polybar. But that's it, and then everything will work for you as well. But this is the idea for Extended, to actually be able to switch. In OpenBox, I was missing a kind of way to restart Polybar, so I've made a menu for it. So I was working on 2 screens at the point in time, I think, and one of them had the Polybar, the other one didn't. So I said, well, just make a quick way to reload this thing. So that's a new add-on. And because of the fact that we can create something on ArcoLinux, right? ArcoLinux is based on ArchLinux. We have created also an ArchLinux Extended, not to download, but to show you. Say, look here, why not create an ArchLinux version of your Extended? And it says ArchLinux up here, VirtualBox, this is i3 we're looking at, creating an ArchLinux Extended. You see? So we've explained that as well. If you want to learn, there's a lot to learn, and all the explanations go in here. I don't know how many videos I've made on this one, or just one, but then a very long one. That's possible too. 1 hour and 19 minutes, and you are so smart. Okay, more knowledge to share. Then the major change, so what we call the November change, because, well, it was in month November, right? The major change in ArcoLinux. That's why we can make all these things in Extended, this way of choosing the puzzles, or pieces of the puzzle, better. Major change in ArcoLinux. Okay, so we've renamed a lot of packages, which made more sense. For instance, if something is stored in the .config, we've changed here. This is stored in the config. This is stored in the .local. And if there is a sub package somewhere in a folder in there, it's going to be called local applications. You see? Here it's applications, here it's local applications, and local XFC, and some changes that will make it more easy, certainly with your cheat sheet, to figure out I need this, I need that, go, and you have it. So that's the idea, to make things more accessible, to more well, uniform. That's also a good word, uniform. For instance, the packages for the desktop settings. Every desktop needs a setting, particularly the tiling window managers. They rely on it. If it's not there, it's gonna be ugly, right? It's a black screen, often in tiling window managers. So you do want to have ArcoLinux awesome Git. So we have the name ArcoLinux, and then the desktop name, and then where is it? It's on Git, and that's it. That's all you need to remember. So if you want to install Budgie, you install, well, ArcoLinux Budgie Git, but also, of course, Budgie itself. The application. This is not the application. This is the configuration for Budgie, right? Or the configuration for GNOME and all the others. Okay. Then there's something else. There's also a package called config. So it's again always the same. ArcoLinux config, which is pointing to your home folder, the .config. It's not gonna be bad if it's missing. Why? It says what icon to use. It says what font to use. It says what theme to use. You can miss those. You can set those yourself. But of course, if we're making ArcoLinux B or ArcoLinux D, for that matter, if you are installing packages, we need those packages. Otherwise, it will be well, ugly, right? So these will make the look of our ArcoLinux B ISOs. So all the configurations are here, and we do love more and more our ArcoLinux B, and everybody probably, because if you start with ArcoLinux D and start installing, it takes time to install. But if you install with ArcoLinux B, you build an ISO, 15 minutes later you have an ISO, 15 minutes later you have installed it. 30 minutes later you have a desktop that's actually working out of the box. So that's a faster solution. So ArcoLinux B needs to be available, right? But also needs to be structured. And there's a new structure, and also in our mind and our GitHubs, there's a new way of thinking. This is what I call, of what we often have at work as well, the rest folder. This is just the rest, right? ArcoLinux folder is just, I can't put it in here somewhere. So this is my rest folder. Anything concerning the desktop, the ones we've just saw here, these guys are all the desktop folders. The config folder, that's all these guys up here, the config folder. So every desktop has a config application. Not folder, but okay, well, for me it's a folder because I have these packages from these folders and in GitHubs. But then there's a new one that we haven't discussed, that's the dconf folder. Every system has often a dconf folder. So config, that's one thing, but you have a user kind of thing. And that is going to put some of your applications, the configurations of some of your applications in there. You change something, it's going to be written there. So if you want to have keyboard shortcuts in GNOME Budgie, it's going to be there. So I need to provide it, otherwise no keyboard shortcuts. So hence also for everybody, all the desktops, a dconf. Then we need to install our system. Calamares is our installer. All the things that Calamares needs is going to be there. And the configuration for Calamares, which means it's going to install this particular desktop or that particular desktop, going to be changed a little bit, right? The desktop specific things we've put in there. So the XFCE has this kind of application, or we need for Plasma that, etc. So this desktop specific stuff. XFCE elements, because ArcoLinux B often works, well, not often, works with the delivery system XFCE. So we have to think what to get rid afterwards. After the installation of Plasma, what do we keep and what will we uninstall? That's important. And some ISO specific things, maybe elements that you say, I want to have this particular thing on here and never ever on anything else. That's ISO specific. So if you take a look at all the ArcoLinux B things that we've put online today, you'll find that this is a very neat structure, and you will find that everything has a hashtag, which means it's not going to be used and just one is going to be used. This is going to be a Plasma installation, as you may read up here, Arco Plasma, you see? So Plasma is available and all the rest is not. And that's how we structure things, how it becomes clear to what Lego blocks do we want to use for a system. In the same month, we've been thinking, of course, if we're reorganizing that much, we have to think, do we need a package? Do we need this package? Do we need that package? Can we omit one? So if we could omit one, we did omit one. Simple as that. So the November switch, we've done a lot of things, moving from development to stable, different repos, different applications, different calamares, different deleted old GitHubs, deleted old packages, less maintenance, downsizing. Just to say, if we went through with the current situation and we did not figure out the calamares, how to get NVIDIA in there and how to get LTS in there, we would have jumped from 64 ISOs to 128, right? Because of the NVIDIA extra choice, right? And so, no, thank God we figured calamares out and we changed some things in there. We made some modules ourselves. So it's a Python and calamares thing, right? You need to have knowledge of both. And then we have now 35 ISOs, which is quite manageable. We've tested them all last week, I think. So yeah, that's okay. But 128 would never have been feasible at all. The cheat sheet, here it is. So you can get it here. And this is the image. Well, that's an image. And here is the download. It's gonna be Super Shift Enter, Control H, blah, downloads in here. So this is my cheat sheet. Oh my God, why did you open it with that? Open it up with WPS, for instance, or Ocular, I think is possible too. Yep. So this is it. And you actually go and have a look. All right, how about this flexibility? We'll talk about it later, this super flex. Let's put it maybe on the side for later. And then you go and have a look. What do I need to install this or that package? So we're here. So after a lot of cheating, right, you have possibility to have all these desktops on one system. It will be a little bit strange because maybe it will have 3-line system settings, right? Because of the fact that you have so many desktops, you'll have some overlap and you'll say, hey, I want to set my icons, it's not working. Well, because you're working with an application of another desktop, right? But that's it. That's the inconvenience you'll have. But if you know all the 15 desktops, you'll quickly find it out. What we've done as well is the ArcoLinux ISO. That's our development ISO. That's what we work on, XFCE OpenBox i3. We've deleted a few packages, not just a few, 150 megabyte of packages, because we do see that many people just install their own icons, and that's no problem at all. And we wanted, of course, to minimize things, to again have this vision of November vision, less is more. Please get rid of a lot of packages. that we can install later anyway. You know already about the Nemesis scripts. We install more stuff after every clean installation of any ArcoLinux ISO. So can you just make a script sudo pacman -s no confirm needed, this one, yay. So this is the Arch repositories and this is the AOR repository. Go get me this thing because I want paper, I don't want anything else. Well, that's it, that's how it works. Again, some improvements, so minimizing, getting less is better. We had lots of choices in ArcoLinux in the OB logout. So when you have Super X, you have these nice icons in OpenBox and other tiling window managers as well. You will see now that we have just one application now, not ArcoLinux OB logout for Awesome and an ArcoLinux OB logout for Xmonad. Now we've created a little script and that's gonna take care of that. Now, thanks to all these changes, and it's I think been 2 weeks or so. I mean, it's a lot of work. We have a possibility to be really super flexible. We can have any of these mixtures, and we call it super flex, right? Super flexibility. So we've just gave the project a name, and you have here a link. So on ArcoLinux D, which contains all our desktops plus the one on Arch, right? There you have also the possibility to use to choose Superflex, and I'll make a tutorial a week or so to show again to people, hey, I start with BSPWM, Bear, and I'm gonna add Plasma. How strange is that? I'm just gonna start with XFC Bear and add LXQT. I'm gonna start with etc, etc. You can read. So it's super easy. We can start with any of our ISOs, and when you and if you decide I want to have more, install on other desktop, then it's super easy. And that's where this one comes in handy. So we have this line, our column is better. You want to install this desktop, great. Then you look what you need. This green thing is all coming from ArcoLinux, no intervention of ArcoLinux, right? So if you want to install LXQT, then this is it. Then there will be no configuration. You configure everything yourself. If you say, oh my God, I'm gonna get the ArcoLinux LXQT Git from ArcoLinux. This is what we call then this getting the spices, getting the settings in, right? These are our personal ArcoLinux configurations. So I would install this one, and that's it. And all the rest, the config, you know from this video, it's going to be the icons and the themes and stuff like that. There's more to it, I know, but in general, that's it. And the dconf is this database that's there. You can set the database later yourself. If you set elements in applications, it's going to be there. You have to do it yourself then. What is different? The dconf, I think, is more important if you are on Budgie and GNOME, because of the fact that the keyboard shortcuts are there. So Ctrl-Alt-T and Super Enter and Shift, Super Shift Enter, for instance, all these things will not work, and that might be frustrating. So those are in the dconf. Okay, let's minimize it. So that's Superflex, hence the name Superflex. All the articles are here. You're welcome to start experimenting. It's time to experiment. Then we are in the general improvements. Some things, so the less important. Well, general improvements, right? For instance, one of the things that has been done by Uncle Mess, you will find him on Discord. He has reworked the available ADOS cores and made them a little bit smaller. So the standard ones were the Sardi Mono, so the gray ones, remember? And from now on, it's gonna be, for the coming months anyway, we'll use these icons, I say, and test them out. And it's gonna be not just an open box, but also on the tiling window managers. You can change them anytime you like. If you say, oh, I don't like this at all, it's as simple as saying no or it says no, right? But it's N OB logout really. So everybody gonna read like no logout or something. But it's actually a reference to nano me, sudo nano me, etc ob logout, and you choose your other theme. That's it. You just say, don't want this, see this one, I do want to see the Branco Mono, and so on and so on. That's it. That's all you need to do. And it's changed next time. Yeah, close. Changes to ArcoLinux ISO. We leave it entirely up to you when you run your update scripts to either keep i3 gaps next or go to i3 gaps. On the ISO, we'll use i3 gaps. Again, making it more maintainable for us. This one needs to be built by me, needs to be maintained. So this guy is coming from Arch. This is just sudo pacman -s update. Boom, done. This one gave us problems, the font manager. So we went to the font manager Git, which was working. We have removed this one because of the fact that in November we had some problems with codecs. I said, okay, let's get rid of this particular package on the ISO and let people choose if they want to use Firefox or this or that, and install the codecs themselves. Okay, and terminus font is gone, and this is a new application. It's quite well. It might be interesting. Give me the list of the hardware, right? List hardware ls hw, which will show you, for instance, that PCI. I'm looking for display here. Memory, well, why not memory? It's all good. So all the technical information is available of your machine in here. Lots and lots and lots of it. So that's a very small application, but it might be handy at some point in time. We have created also a new theme. We've changed the wallpaper, which was dark at the top. And remember, the dark bar was actually not visible. We could not actually see where workspace 1, 2, 3, 4 was. So we've made a new theme, and later on we've also made it a little bit better because of the light. If you have a bright background, you saw this little black 1 pixel black border. So that's gone as well. We fixed that. This is something interesting. We have a new repository for the extra large packages, right? And we have called it extra large. The extra large packages are for packages that will grow in size and will exceed the maximum limit of 100 megabytes on GitHub. So those packages go on our special repo on seathost. And on seathost you'll find at this point in time, for instance, WPS. And let's open WPS for you guys. For instance, the spreadsheets, and say this is WPS Office. I've read it, of course we've read it. Confirm, and new documents, and this is WPS Office. So I'm going to go with this in 2020 for sure, because I'm feeling right at home. People who work on Office Excel, take a look and see even the order, what comes first, all the signs, all the icons we have, conditional formatting. Remember, do you recognize it? I think you do, right? So yeah, I'm feeling quite at home looking at this particular Office suite. And the cheat sheet, for instance, is created with it. So that's what we'll do. We'll not install it on the ISO, of course not, it's 250 megabytes, but we will put it on a Nemesis script, right? After every clean installation, me personally, I run the Nemesis script, and in there it says, go get me WPS Office from this guy. Done, I have it. We've updated NeoFetch. We wanted to have this logo back. For some reason it was not working anymore. So hey, what's going on? And then we investigated and we installed XDO tool and also XDO on all our ISOs in the future. It's 50 gigabytes or something. It's really ridiculous. And we have now the possibility to have this beautiful logo from ZVER, which is now a core member, by the way. Yay! So that's great. And next thing is our H block. And H block has been there like always, but now it gets a little bit attention and presence available in our XFCE menu, in the settings menu, right? Just click it after clean installation, click, it sets, and today, incredibly, it blocks 151,000 domains. So that's a bunch of domains you won't see, and your internet experience on browsers will change for sure. So the ad block, go get it, click it, done. Forget it, and it's working all the time. In Variety, we've changed also some things. We've seen Desktopper go online, go offline, go online, go offline. It was great that it was there. I mean, I never had to look for wallpapers. In the meantime, I have 3,500 thanks to Desktopper, but it's probably not coming back. So we've changed our settings for Variety, and we've taken the opportunity to tell to Variety never change the wallpaper, because people were getting crazy that the wallpaper was always changing, and I liked it, but not everybody liked it. So it's out, and I'll just change the wallpaper with Alt-N all the time. Alt-P the previous, Alt-N the next. So that's done as well. Yeah, at some point in time, we I don't know, we fell in love with a drop-down terminal. I don't know why. F12. This is our drop-down terminal in Plasma, and in different kind of desktops we are using our newly found love, our drop-down terminal. And yeah, if it's not there, we say, hey, what's going on? It's broken. Well, we didn't create it yet on this desktop, right? So F12 is probably gonna stay. It's in our fingers already. It's on our mind. We need a drop-down terminal for sure. Okay, so now you know F12, really great. At some point we were developing ArcoLinux B extended ISO, and we gave it the polybar, and we made it actually a little bit more room. It was the toolbar was actually too filled, right? So less is more again. Get some modules out of there, and this is now our standard look. 4 numbers here, the workspaces, what's the kernel, and some elements, and that's it. Less is more. We have also made a new package, so you should install this one if you want to keep rolling, but that's another video. You can check that one. Sudo pacman -s is going to get Crony in, launch it, make sure that your mirror list is going to be updated every day. That's good, right? So Control T, what we do is type mirror or mirror A or something like that, of equivalent. There are 4 like those, and that's exactly what he's going to do, but without you knowing. It's on the background, he's just gonna do it. And then we have a new script, always a fun thing, and this is particularly nice because it's kind of looks like a face, right? And the face says Unix is very simple, it just needs a genius to understand its simplicity, which is of course a lot of humor, but every joke has always a wind of truth in it. So we're LSHW interesting tool, so we have mentioned it here before. Let me see if I don't have a double here. That's not the point, of course, to have doubles. So this is just a mention that it's going to be on the ISO, and this is more information about the application itself. And for instance, you can have the class, the C is a class, and ask, show me what's on my machine. What display do I have? It's an HD graphics 630, my dear sir. Okay, thank you. Like I said, XFCE terminal and the Qtile, the drop down, we seem to be falling in love or already in love with the drop down thing. So it's gonna be on all our desktops. We've also tried to standardize our wallpaper across all the desktops. There's still a few to do, but the idea is that if we change this guy in the wallpaper package, that all the desktops have the same wallpaper. That would be nice. On ArcoLinux B, we've made 3 more tutorials. We have created a tutorial to build BSPWM bare, which means stripped of almost anything. Bare, there is full, there is minimal, and bare. And bare is really okay. We couldn't put any less of the packages. We can always put less packages, but right, very, very minimal. And also for the ArcoLinux B extended project, we've created a video so you know how to actually build it yourself. Some images, and there we are. And we have made contact with a company called hellotux.com, and probably known by you guys because we're not alone here. We have other systems or operating systems or Linux systems, companies in general, who also sell their shirts and their polos and their sweatshirts. And the idea is that when you buy there, that a percentage of what you buy, what he sells, right, Hellotux sells to you, is going back to ArcoLinux. That's the idea. So a kind of donation system. What we're going to do the next months, particularly in the Christmas period, which is just 2 weeks ahead, is going to have a look at all the websites. We will not change the websites. The websites are great in the sense that ArcoLinux info is all about ArcoLinux, general information, and all kinds of who is he, what is it, what's the vision, and etc. The general information of any distro. ArcoLinux.com is going to be anything Linux related, but also anything XFCE OpenBox i3 related, because it's created for the ArcoLinux ISO. And anything Linux information, general information, like what would I say? Information about Firefox, right? Information about codecs and how to play Netflix. It's going to be all on ArcoLinux.com, because it's basically not desktop dependent. It's just Linux in general, actually, not just ArcoLinux or Arch Linux. Some of these articles are just Linux. So that's going to be here. ArcoLinux D is always for our different desktops, 15 desktops we have, right? So ArcoLinux D is also an ISO. We start with ArcoLinux D ISO and start building up. This script, that script, this script, that script, and a lot of information goes in here about all these elements. ArcoLinuxD.com has also, of course, the phase 5, which is the Arch Linux way of thinking. Get the Arch Linux ISO, install your system, and do your thing. And later, maybe decide I'm missing update, I'm missing up all. Where is my skel? I don't have backup skel. Things like that. No themes, no icons, etc. etc. That's what we call Spice Up Arch. Then we have also ArcoLinux B. ArcoLinux B is always about the building. So that's definitely just the building. You want to build? Go here. Build your own ISO. And all the information isn't just on one website. It couldn't be any clearer in your mind. Build, be here. And in the Carly project we go, and that's probably for a very select number of people. I have no idea how many people are actually following Carly, but it's actually for people who want to start their own distribution, to start from scratch, and that's Carly. So that's all in here. Some rather technical things about package building and Calamars, and we'll add more and more stuff. But we are doing this project at the monthly phase, let's say. So Carly 1, 2, 3. That's that. I do believe I have no longer my article where we started. So let me figure that out again. If I've deleted it, let's pause here. All right, found it back in the history. So to do next month, I'm gonna check out the website management. No, we will keep the websites as is, but we have to rethink how to organize all the articles and how to get the right information at the right time to the right user. That's difficult with 1,000 articles. But we'll give it some thoughts and we'll try. We have tried already in the past, and people said, hey Eric, that's a great thing. Having this listing in here gives already a long list of elements to figure out, but this is just, like I said, not so interesting in the sense that it gives us information about ArcoLinux, right? But this is, it's more interesting. I want to find something about, and we have a long list. The bare ones, the ISO ones, okay. The Calamares, yes, I wanted to find something about Calamares. What tutorials are there? Just have a look. So this is the one we've created, ArcoLinux B extended. It's in here, the YouTube series. But also in here, ArcoLinuxD.com, have we the listing, and this is pretty awesome in the sense that we have archway things and all-in-one things and pies up and ArcoLinuxD and so on and so on. And now I'll control find, and I want to know if Pywall is in here. There it is, Pywall, found it. See? So 8 of them. And that's interesting. Of course there's the search, but probably nobody was using it, I don't know. But you can use the search, you should use the search, but the listing can help as well. Okay, so rethink. I don't know, we'll see. It's not for today. Development of DWM is something we're gonna make. DWM, that's the look that Xeon CPU has created for us, and we'll have to further develop that. So this is just a preliminary look. Development of GWM, the same thing. We are thinking about how would we like to work on this particular desktop, and we'll make it the coming months. Every month, I think it's gonna be a monthly cycle. Every month we'll try to make a video about the Carly project. And why is that? Because every month there is an Arch Linux ISO anyway. So it's very interesting to know what is Arch Linux adding to its ISOs. All right, what's necessary on their ISO is necessary on ours. That's the idea. We're gonna make a video how to stay rolling. That's gonna be in here, and a video that I'm making now is gonna be in here as well. Some information how to stay up to date. Always interesting. The information about the Nemesis script. This is what I do personally after every clean installation. Don't want you to have Spotify. Don't say that you should have Dropbox. I don't say that you should have InSync. So I'll do it later. Install it later instead of on the ISO. The Arco Get Started script is something I'm using, and it seems more and more people are reusing it. So you can use my scripts, change them, and run it for yourself. Learn about all our aliases. It's important to know the aliases: update, scal, backup scal, CB, upall, right? And you see that in the videos I make all the time. And then the full package list, so our GitHubs are available. Go and have a look what we have there. The ArcoLinux B ISOs, we have built them today in December. Every single ISO has been built, has been tested twice, thrice, 4 times, 5 times, I don't know, but many times. So the new milestone will be December ISO, the 1912-15 will be the one where you can always find any of our desktops and update. So we'll see what we'll do next month. But if you see, for instance, in January, we don't do minimal ones, well, you get the one from December and update. It's simple as that. And if you have, well, think about other releases, they just give an ISO every 6 months, right? So it's okay if we skip a few of them. Use our Calamares knowledge base. I've put this in here as well. It doesn't seem to, that doesn't seem that everybody knows that there is a super knowledge base on Calamares on ArcoLinux. So they are stuck in the installation phase and they stop, and that's bad. That's too bad, and because it often is just a simple way of running and starting gparted and getting things done and erase everything. like on a blackboard, right? Just erase what has been written down there and just start again. And that's the point, that I put it in here just for you people, for that you should tell to others, hey, there is this great thing here, all you ever need to know about Calamares. It contains 30 plus videos. Because people ask the silliest things. I want to have this and that partition and that partition and this partition, with windows, without windows, with swap, without swap. It's all here. It's all here. So I started with this one. Did Calamares crash? First thing you do, erase everything with gparted. Restart Calamares. Done. And it installs. It will install, I promise. But it's all only knowledge you require, and that's what ArcoLinux provides you. I think you know that by now. We provide you with lots of knowledge, and here it is. That's the first phase, getting ArcoLinux on your machine. Calamares gets stuck, right? Or more complex things like encrypting is in here, fixing issues. You see, scroll through it, it's a long article. All right. Okay, I have the feeling this was a very productive month, to say the least. It's a very, very long release article, and the video is now 1 hour. So yeah, I think we'll slow down a little bit and enjoy our holidays. For sure, Christmas is coming, but again, I think all in all we have done a great job. We've also thanks to core members, really, to everybody actually, also beta testers. We've thrown 35 ISOs at them, so they have all been tested. So thank you for that. And yeah, we're going ahead for 2020. We're not stopping, not by far, and the only thing, maybe, I do not ask that a lot, but maybe if you are in the position of donating, there is this lovely button up here that says donation. Buy some stuff, clothing, anything, or just donate money, and then we'll be able to continue our lovely story. All right, cheers.